Michael Bennett from the Patriots, who is coming off a one-game team-imposed suspension. The Cowboys will send a 7th-round pick that could turn into a 6th-round pick. Bennett has made 3 Pro Bowls and won 1 Super Bowl in his 11-year career. Shannon, how much will Bennett help the Cowboys?
Skip, he's a good pickup. There's not a whole lot of guys that could rush inside and outside. He can play the end, he can get in the tackle. And if you put him, Robert Quinn, D-Law, and I don't know who the other guy, you have a nice speed package. And that's what a lot of teams try to do. They get you 3rd and long. They try to put their best pass rushers on the field, although a lot of times your best pass rusher is normally a defensive end. In the case of Aaron Donald, obviously he's an interior guy. Skip, look, we knew this was inevitable. Once he got suspended, there was only 2 outcomes. Either he get released or he get traded. Now they trade.
Although you said early on, you said you thought that they'd figure it out and he'd last the year.
For me, I know they weren't going to release him because if you release him, guess what, Skip? He gets an opportunity. Maybe he goes to Kansas City. Maybe he goes to a team that they could possibly see down.
Although if you wait until the trade deadline, then it's reverse order waivers. Where
and you hope somebody else collects you, right?
Okay,
Some team hope they get him before then.
Come on, now, Skip,
but once he did this, you kind of knew the writing kind of was on the wall. And then maybe, Skip, if he came back and apologized, said, you know what, I was wrong.
He did not.
No,
he doubled right in.
He doubled down.
He doubled down.
Hey, we had a disagreement. I thought we had freedom of speech, right?
Right.
That's Michael Bennett. Yep.
No, in New England, they got an authoritarian type situation in New England.
Right.
Yeah, it's a dictatorship.
Okay, you're right. Skip, been talking to Gronk. It's going to air on Fox on Sunday.
Yep.
And he said, look, you go to New England, when you check into the building, you leave your ego outside. So that's understood.
Yep.
He said, that place is not for everybody. And for me, Skip, what's hard for me to understand, Skip, Michael Bennett's brother played for New England. See, the luxury that I had a brother that was 2-3 years older than me, but he got redshirted, so he preceded me. So he can tell me, even though I didn't go to a D1 school, he can tell me what college was going to be like. And when I got to the NFL, because he had already had 2 years in the league, Skip, he could tell me what I could kind of expect. But Lord, just say for the sake of argument, I went to Green Bay. Don't you think he could tell me what the hell I could expect in Green Bay if the coaching staff was exactly the same? I believe Martellus could have told Michael, what you thought, the freedoms that you enjoyed at Philly, the freedoms that you enjoyed at Tampa and Seattle, they do not exist in New England. Even if he was right, Coach Belichick was always going to put his thumb on that and says, no, sir, we don't have that. We don't have players.
I agree. And he might have been right.
He could have been right. But the fact of the matter is, it's reported that he went into a confrontation with Brett Bielema in front of people. That was never going to work.
Nope.
But back to the original question that Alex asked, yes, I think this is a good move, Skip. Because they lost Tyrone Crawford. And what you need, you can never have enough pass rushers. Here's a guy that can rush the passer, although his stats doesn't bear that out. But they don't, in New England, they don't allow you to rush the passer like a lot of other teams. Other teams want you to get on an edge and get to the quarterback.
Good point.
Coach Belichick wants you to play down the window because he doesn't want you to create lanes. So it makes it very difficult. And there's why you don't see guys with a whole lot of double-digit sacks unless you're Chandler Jones, who's so immensely talented, and he could do that. But, Skip, I do think this is a good pickup for the Cowboys. He's going to help them because he adds depth and he adds another guy that can get to the quarterback.
Yep. So I did, right out of the box, tell you no way he's going to last after what happened with Brent Bielema in New England. That Belichick will say no to this.
Right.
But
Skip, he might have stayed, Skip, if he'd apologized and said, you know what, guys, I was wrong. I handled that situation wrong. Skip, you can't double down and say it is what it is.
I just did not see Michael Bennett landing with my Dallas Cowboys. And
I didn't see
I
it.
saw and heard this
Had
news
no
yesterday,
clue.
I sat back and said,
Wow.
That's not a good move. That's a great move.
You're feeling good.
You know what?
Low risk, high reward.
That just might be an Amari Cooper midseason memorial Super Bowl move.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves
might be
yet.
The Amari Cooper of the defense.
Oh, my goodness.
This might be just what the doctor ordered for the defense,
you think
just
so,
the
huh?
way Amari was just what Dak needed last year at midseason for the offense. I was blown away by this, and I got to credit, for once, Jason Garrett. Because remember what happened back in July, maybe it was June, July, but
Hey,
it was
Miss
reported
Jackie.
that Jason Garrett had a summer dinner up on Nantucket with Bill Belichick at his summer home.
That.
They're pretty tight.
Did he toss
So
him a bone?
is it possible, because Belichick has a history of doing little favors for his favorites around the league?
Right.
Little favors. Jimmy G for a 2 to Kyle Shanahan. Okay. John Lynch. Okay. So is it possible he just threw Jason a little bone? It's not. It doesn't seem like a big bone, but it's just like a medium-sized bone. You can have Michael Bennett for a 7 that could become a 6th-round pick if he plays up to these conditions, right? Well, that works for me because I don't have enough firepower coming off the edge. Now Robert Quinn's got some rib pull thing that I don't know, but it's not enough for me to think that DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn are enough. You need one more nuclear type weapon, and he can be on occasion. When he gets cranked, he is capable of changing a game. He is capable of a sack fumble. He's capable of a key third down sack. And you can use him in rotation, which they are pretty good at. And with Chris Richard running the defense, I think there'll be a little better communication there.
Yeah, he understands Chris Richard. He understands that defense. So it's a perfect situation.
Because
he knows defense.
They go back to Seattle, right?
It's the same.
So again, I know Michael well enough. He's difficult because he's his own man. He's difficult to sort of deal with and to coach. But now he comes with a chip on his shoulder. They did me wrong. I'm going to show them. And a month from yesterday, guess who plays at Foxborough? The Dallas Cowboys do.
But that for me, when a coach will trade you to a team that he knows he's going to face, or he trades you within the division, because remember, Skip, he traded Drew Bledsoe within the division.
He doesn't think that it'll be a factor.
Thank you.
But they are in opposite conferences, so maybe he thought, I don't care that much about a Sunday game in so it's November or something. So it's not like end of the world game. It's not like they're a threat to keep New England from getting to the Super Bowl. Is it possible they would play New England? Well, that was my preseason Super Bowl pick. But I still think that he did Jason Garrett just a little favor. And now
just a little baby favor.
The counter argument ensues because Martellus did play in New England. You think, well, he would tell brother, okay, these are the rules of the road in New England. But remember, Martellus was drafted originally by the Dallas Cowboys.
Second-round pick.
And it did not work. And when Martellus departed, he said he took a shot at Jason Witten, saying he never really took me under his wing. In fact, he cold-shouldered me and made it even harder on me to succeed in Dallas. Well, will Michael care about that? It was a long time ago. Maybe a little bit, but I think he'll care more right now about the bigger chip on his shoulder to say, watch this, New England.
Well, Skip, for me, I would never want to face a guy on the defensive side, and I don't think he's very good, and for whatever reason I took money from him, and he's got to go against my quarterback. Because what's in his mind? Okay,
I'm going to kill Tom Brady. I'm going to knock him out.
So, it's kind of smacks of a Super Bowl move to me. Doesn't it feel like that to you?
There you go. There you go.
Michael Bennett.
Look, I like the move a lot because
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here tonight. Man, we don't even have quiet bye weeks up in here. The Dallas Cowboys, man, we are forever having something going on. It's just mind-blowing to have Orlando Scandrick literally give us a gift. I mean, he gave us a gift. I mean, it's a bye week. It's supposed to be quiet. The team had their last practice yesterday and stuff. We've got Jerry Jones, of course, doing what Jerry Jones does. He gives you a couple of quotes and things. And now all of a sudden, you get Orlando Scandrick running his mouth about the Eagles. But I'm going to come back to that later on. But trading for Martellus Bennett. Now, I see Mr. Anonymous said, I'm assuming that Mr. Anonymous is a Eagles fan. I'm assuming that because he's already said he'll fail. I don't know. Well, here's the thing I look at, because I heard people say that Robert Quinn was done too, that Robert Quinn was old. And I said, well, Robert Quinn was in the wrong system. Robert Quinn went to a garbage-ass team. And I do believe that Marcel, excuse me, wow, I'm flipping out here, that Michael Bennett played pretty well for the Eagles, had 8.5 sacks. Now, I believe he had a little difficulty with the Eagles, but after hearing all the stuff we've been hearing, sound like everybody's got some difficulties right now with the Eagles. But his difficulties were, I want to get on the field so I can get some, so I can knock out a quarterback or two. I want more playing time because I can play, I can do it. And so they shipped him to New England. Here's what's amazing. First game of the season, he played like 31 snaps. Of the 374 snaps that the New England defenses had, he only got 120. Only 120. So about a third of the time was when he was on the field. How you doing, Cowboys X Factor? Derek Young, Miss Anita, how you doing? Galen Miller, I know I saw Miss Jackie. I see Tito. Okay, there's HG13, Castor Troy. What's up with Bennett's little ass shoulder pads? Man, that's just him, man. They look like some lingerie football shoulder pads. You know, they have the little tiny ones. That's what he likes, man. He likes to be able to have those arms out there because Michael Bennett is a Nathanderall. He is a throwback. He is a guy that is just straight crazy in the middle. He is the guy who will do anything to get to that quarterback. And I love that kind of guy. That was a Charles Haley. Charles Haley was crazy. Charles Haley was going to take your head off. And if you weren't about winning, he was going to kick your ass even though you were on his team. He was about winning. Michael Bennett is about winning. And you have to wonder, because they kind of threw in there a little bit that, hey, well, you know, you got the whole thing that happened with Marty B and Jason. I don't think that comes into play. Because what I think Michael Bennett is going to have on his mind is getting Tom Brady and New England back. He feels wrong. Getting back the Eagles for shipping him there. And he may actually be a little bit of a spy. So everybody who's here tonight, we're supposed to be Skyping in with Mike Fisher. Supposed to give him a call here in a couple minutes. Hopefully he still will be free so we can have a little bit of perspective. We're trying to step it up a little bit here. We're trying to start doing some nice interviews and bring you need more volume. I need more volume? Are you kidding me? I'm peeking out up here, man. Need more volume. Are you sure about that? Or Kenneth, are you playing with me? Because I'm looking at my thing, my outgoing here is loud as possible. Come on, you're playing with me, right? You're playing with me. Anybody else, volume-wise, are we okay? Dallas needs to call the Jets straight for Leonard. He's a USC guy. I don't know. Well, that one might cost you a whole lot more. Here's the thing about Robert Quinn that I love is more volume. Damn, okay. So hopefully I don't peek out here. I wonder if we got a problem with this microphone because we should be pumping it out right now. Now is bad now. Volume good. You were good. Because see, here's the thing. I think I'm peeking out now because it's going to crackle if I keep it there. Still low. All right. Voice is good. Volume, yes, please. Okay. Too loud. Okay, see, y'all are messing with me now. The volume's perfect. It's too low, too high. I don't know who to listen to. I'm going to go by my needles up here, and my needles have me at real good. So if you have to, too loud, Mark? Too loud now. See? See, y'all messing with me. Y'all just messing with me right now. Volume is actually a little high. See? Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Don't mess with me. No, not to. Okay. You know what? This is what it's going to be tonight. Right there. Okay? Right there is where it's going to be, okay? If you can't hear it, oh, well, I'm sorry. You just out of luck. I'm going to go by Miss Anita because Miss Anita wouldn't lie to me. Miss Anita wouldn't lie to me. Now, let me see if I can get Mike on the line here. Hold up. We them boys. Now, that's kind of loud in my ears. All right, let's see if we got him. Volume is just fine. You're fine, but turned it down. Don't change anymore. It's too low. Come on now. Stop messing with me, y'all. Stop messing with me. All right, let's see, Mike. Don't make me fool out of me. I can't hear crap now? Okay. There must be something wrong with your system, Tom. All right, Mike. Sounds like I'm whispering. Okay. Well, I'm going to whisper then. Okay. I'm going to remind Mike. Hold up. Let me send him a text. Because he's actually at the bar. He said he's going to be at the Maverick Bar and doing stuff.
Dude, what you have to remind me?
Who remind you?
You said I have to send Mike a text. I was like, what do you have to remind me for?
Mike Fisher. You're not the only Mike out there.
I didn't know who you were talking to.
Yeah, Mike better not. You're right. Yeah, I'm going to be mad if he does. We were trying to do an interview earlier today, and we had like a power surge, and it messed up. It shut down Skype. So what do I use for my calls? I actually use Skype for the calls for that, and then I actually take regular cell phone. Music is loud. I don't have any music on. Let me try one more time. Let me try one more time here real quick. Go back to the original volume, please. Okay, I'll pick it up just a little bit. Well, Sarah, he's supposed to be coming on. We talked earlier. He's going to make me look like a fool. Maybe he's going to throw me under the bus again.
About what this time?
No. Actually, it's still, you know what? Skype is still messing up. See, this is what happened when we were trying to do our interview before. Skype was having some issues, and it was jumping around like this, which is why. Okay, so apparently Skype still, you know what? Here's what we'll do. Hang on. Let me try this one more time. We're going to restart this computer real quick because we had problems with it. We were actually doing an interview earlier, and it ended up being that Skype shut down, everything shut down, and then we kept getting this bad feed. So let me go ahead and set that real quick. But here we got, let's go back to where we were. How you doing, Michael? Michael Anthony's back.
You want me to check?
Check what?
There might be something wrong with the app.
What, the Skype app? We'll check on your side too.
Not to look on the website.
Yeah, well, I move around too much, man, because I'm kind of like Ray Charles, you know, and I get away from it. When I'm up to the mic, I know it's real close and all that. And then I get up here and I start turning my head and doing stuff. So that's probably partially me, so forgive me on that. But here we have, okay, let's go back to Michael Bennett here. Michael Bennett, I believe, can do, for what we gave up for him, and Eagle fans are pissed off now because they're seeing their defense that can't bust a grape right now. Michael Bennett he can play anywhere on the line. He's really a defensive end, but with New England, he played more defensive tackle. Mike is too far away. But see, I don't like eating the mic, man. Oh, God, you guys are killing me.
Yeah, there's an outage on Skype.
On Skype, is it still?
I mean, it's yellow, which is good.
It's yellow?
So they're fixing it.
Okay, yeah. So we might not be able to do that. Tell me about Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett has got about 65 sacks in his career. Started out with Seattle, was at one Super Bowl and everything with them. He knows Chris Richard knows him really, really. What? Maybe it is two.
If he won one, then he went to the second.
Well, okay. I'm sorry. 2 Super Bowls. Thank you very much for turn my mic up a little bit. If I hit it up anymore, it's going to peak out, my man.
Yeah, it's out.
Is that what it is? Yeah, because it crashed earlier, big time.
It's not as bad as the DoorDash app because that was even working this afternoon.
Okay. Joseph called you via Skype to test it out. Well, it's doing exactly what it was doing before, which is just kind of flashing in and out. Try and get him at another time. But let me restart the computer, and I'll try one more time and see if we can get it. It's perfect now. Well, thank you, Mr. Anonymous. So, Mr. Anonymous, you were saying that the Dallas Cowboys with Michael Bennett he's going to suck. That's what you're basically saying, right?
I don't have anybody. What do you mean want to suck?
Thank you, Patricia.
Christian Shard worked with the Nans. How does he want to suck? Christian Shard's the one that co-signed on that trade.
Well,
Because I got 2 tickets.
okay. No more comments about the mic. No more comments about the mic, okay? Stop with the comments about the mic, okay? We're going to leave it right there, okay? It's going to stay right there, all right? We're cool. And I see Lord Brunson is putting out a video right now. He's talking about Orlando Scandrick, new motivation. Yeah, okay. Well, good luck with that, buddy.
This time last year, talking about they're trash. My team's trash.
Who was talking about that? Lord Brunson?
Yeah, that same fool.
Well, here's the thing, Brew. It's a 7th round pick that's a conditional that can go as high as a 6.
Yeah, if we don't have a 7th round pick, it'll be a 6.
And so if we end up playing him, there's a certain amount of plays that he plays. If he plays X number of them, then it's going to end up being that you're going to end up giving him a higher draft pick, or giving them the 6. So right now, worst case is a 6th round. Anthony Brown was a 6th round draft pick. That's one of the few 6th round draft picks that you can actually look at and say, okay, yeah, he hung with the team and stuff. So I'm okay with doing that. Here's the other benefit of it, too, is because his contract for this year is $1.7 million, some of which New England has already paid. So basically we're talking about less than $1 million for this year. If, by chance, he plays really, really well and you decide you want to keep him, you can keep him around next year for $7 million. If you decide you don't, you can let him walk with no dead money whatsoever. And I say no dead money. So you're really not risking anything with that pick. So I'm good. I don't know about you guys, but I'm good with that. And let me go ahead and get the Skype turned back on and try it one more time. Enough with, oh my God, are we still on Josh Gordon? What? Dudes. Right now, okay, wait, let me get my notebook here, okay?
That should be a new banned word on your page, Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon, Michael's right. I should make that a banned word. Okay, I want you to understand this. In all of the NFL, all of the teams, all of them, forget what you keep hearing from the talking heads. Well, Dak Prescott, he didn't have a good game out there. Dak and everything else, they didn't play good against, New Orleans, against Green Bay and everything else. Here is what the list is right now. In passing yards, the leader, Pat Mahomes, 2180. Second place, the garbage ass, excuse my language, garbage ass Atlanta Falcons, who are always playing from behind unless they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, at 2170, 10 yards behind Kansas City. Okay? Then, guess who's number 3 in passing yards in the NFL? The Dallas Cowboys at 21-23. We're talking about 57 yards from the top. Okay? That means at the very top, the teams that we look at and say, they're passing teams. right? Passing teams. Matt Ryan doesn't really have a great running game. We're third. What do you think we're going to get? What do you think we're going to get with Josh Gordon? A guy who had one really great season in 2013. Okay? 2013 was the good year that they had. That's it. Period. Man, we've got all kinds of issues tonight.
Might just be our area.
You know, we had this whole, I'm having problems with, now my cameras are shutting down on me.
That I can't explain.
Well, let me flip. Good thing I got a backup. Thank God I got a backup camera because my Wi-Fi stuff is acting crazy now. Okay. All right, let me try Mike Fisher one more time and see if we get this working. And I see my cameras everything is going haywire. Like I said, we had this big power surge and everything just kind of got jacked up. All right, try one more time. And let's see if it's still acting funny. You said it's there's still outages?
Yes, there's outages. They're not red. It's yellow.
Yeah, both of my Amigos lost connection. Yep, it's still. Check this out. Yeah, we got problems with the with Skype. Yep, it's not even trying to call. Yeah, okay. What we'll do, damn. We'll keep it open, but it's definitely got, Mark just call himself. I didn't call myself. I was actually call. It's showing, smart ass. Okay. Well, here's what I can do. Because I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. Because people are going to say, you're a liar. What I'll do is I'll put out that video that we worked on earlier, and I'll put that out later because we started and then the system crashed. But I'll put that out. So anybody, because I know what you guys are going to say, you were bullshitting. You are Peoples Aguilar. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. People are going to say, you were bullshitting. He wasn't really there. So, actually, let me send him my number. Okay. Send him a message on that so that way we can try and get him back on here. And actually, let me do one other thing too, guys. There we go. All right. So back to Martellus Bennett. I think he can help us. Michael Bennett. Damn it. Why they both got to have M's? Why do they both have to have M's? That's what I want to know. Why is that? I think they did that just to mess with me. All right. And let's see. This has messed me up because everything crashed. And so I lost all of my settings of everything I had set up in here. I am not one that is really good on changes of stuff because I have everything queued up. It gets me my memory going and everything else. But our biggest problem with our defense, I think time is the healer of a lot of it. Some of it, I think, is self-inflicted because of DeMarcus Lawrence waiting to get his shoulder worked on. Hang on. I need to get something up here on the screen, or else it's going to be, the color's going to be messed up. Bam, there we go. Boom. All right, so that's better. We got something on the screen now, the color will adjust right. Okay, I think some of the problems that we've had with our defense are self-inflicted because of DeMarcus Lawrence basically waiting until he got his shoulder worked on. He did not have a training camp, nor did Byron Jones. Although the last couple of games they're beginning to play a little bit better than they had been playing before, they're finally getting their legs up underneath of them. I think losing Antoine Woods was actually another big piece that hurt us a lot too, because he didn't really, he was really our big push in the middle. Malik Collins has played pretty well. In fact, he's actually quietly played really, really well and has been lost in the mix. And you see Kerry Hayter finally becoming a little bit better. But here's the problem with Kerry Hayter is really kind of a tween guy. He's really between a defensive end and a defensive tackle. He's not really that big. But what you need a guy who literally is a pass rusher with his hair on fire, so to speak. A guy who literally is just unstoppable, unblockable. That 800-pound gorilla that when the quarterback looks down and is about to snap the ball, he's thinking about that guy coming right up the middle to him. And we really have not had that guy since back in the 90s. A Leon Lett type, a Warren Sapp type of a guy. And for whatever reason, the Cowboys just have not wanted to invest in that kind of guy. But when you get into games where it becomes a true running game, the Cowboys, their defense does so much stunting back and forth, okay, which works great because everything that they do ends up going where we've got misdirection. But when you have a team that is a true running team that runs downhill, if you get caught in the stunt, you are opening yourself up for big plays. And that's what happened to us against the Rams. So that's where sometimes you just have to man up and put man on man, and you just have to bust the other guys up. And that's where the Cowboys need to start getting with that guy. You need to have multiple tools in your toolbox. This is why our offense is working so well right now. You've got Zeke Elliott. You're worried about stopping Zeke Elliott. You know, Zeke Elliott is turning more into a Marion Barber, I'm going to run through you type guy, more so than the guy that's breaking it all the way. Then you end up having Tony Pollard, who's a guy who's a little bit more elusive. You know, he's making those sweet moves and stopping on a dime and giving you change. You know, he's able to do other things catching the ball. So that's a totally different type of a back. Damon Bird, thank you very much for the super chat. And so then you look at with the receiving core, you know, you got Jason Witten, who's always getting open, even as slow as he is. He's not getting far down the field. You have different things that you can go to create mismatches. And the Cowboys have such a fast defense. What you really want to have happen is you want it to be in a passing type of a game where you're playing with the lead and the other team is trying to catch up, because they're going to have these guys pin their ears back and rush upfield. But the problem is, if it's a dogfight, if it's a running match, these smaller defensive players that they like, that are quick, are getting pushed around. So you need that guy who can stop the run in the middle. At least that's the way I look at it. Arthur, we already have. How often do you listen to the Cowboys talk or hanging with the boys? I try to, but here's the problem. Chaz Jewell, thank you very much for the super chat. Here's the problem that I have. I wish I had more time. Being 54 years old, having my own business and everything else, and all the responsibilities I have, being a father, a husband, and everything else, and trying to do as much research on the Dallas Cowboys as I can, it doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to, one, actually even check my own stuff before I put it out, and two, to just go through and watch a lot of other stuff. But I do, of course, see them from time to time. We won 92, 93 Super Bowls. Look up your facts. Oh, okay. So James Corner, 8.5 sacks is washed up. How's it a bad? James, maybe you need to look this up. He's costing the Cowboys all of $1 million for the rest of this year. $1 million. If he plays well and you keep him next year, it's $7 million. That's it. That's it. If you decide that you have buyer's remorse at the end of the season, you can let him go with no dead money. So explain to me how that's a bad move money-wise. Think about we paid Tyrone Crawford $10 million this year. We're at the point where it amazes me because we're at the point where no matter what the Dallas Cowboys do, somebody is going to go through and say, it's stupid. I'm getting to that point where it seems like some of our fans are just like punch drunk that everything. Well, Fisher, here's the thing. We were supposed to be at 9:15. And unfortunately, he's not there and we're having problems with Skype. So I actually sent him the number to actually call in. So it looks like we won't have him on, I guess, at the moment. I can't call into your show. You're not answering. You're not calling into my show. I don't know who you're calling because my phone would be ringing. Cal Patty could fill in for a while I'm in Puerto Rico. I can't call into the show because I'm not answering. My phone is on. And how do you have my number there, buddy? Because I didn't post it. Fletcher Cox is the only good one on our team. Laugh out loud. Okay. Some of the people, football IQ kills me. Some of the people, yeah, I've lost him. Ring. What do I think about Jordan Lewis? I think Jordan Lewis needs to be playing more. Jordan Lewis, unfortunately, is gotten screwed over because he's short. The Cowboys, again, just like they have that mold for defensive linemen, they end up having a mold for cornerbacks as well. They like taller ones. So with him, he's 5'10", a smaller guy, but he plays really, really well. But they kind of favor Anthony Brown. Well, Anthony Brown's a little bit nicked up. So Jordan Lewis is getting more playing time, but every time Jordan Lewis is in there, he's playing well. So you may end up seeing him play a little bit more. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to Mike Fisher about, but we don't quite have him. I can't understand Mr. Cowboy either on that one, why people are talking about us needing a receiver. Stella 300, thank you very much for the super chat. We're third in the NFL in total passing yards. Dave Alexander, that's not who I needed. No, I'm holding the line open on that one. Okay. Not going to take any calls except for Mike if he finally gets back in here. Right, Jordan Lewis is the only one with interceptions, and that's where you kind of look and say, we kind of need to play the guy who's got the hot hand. Dave, we're not taking calls on that one. Wood's got it. Yeah, Xavier does have one. Jobu looks great tonight. Oh, that's because we got the different camera on. Actually, my cameras are back up. I got a question about receivers, Mark. Answer my phone. I'm not taking calls, Mr. Cowboy. Please stop, okay? Don't keep Facebook calling me, okay? Because here's the problem. When you Facebook call me, it throws off all of my cameras, okay? All of my controls go through my Facebook thing. If I take calls on my Google number, and I'll put that out. We are not taking calls tonight, okay? if your answering machine, Mr. Cowboy, if you're the one that's calling me, it says Dave Alexander. Oh, okay, here we go. All right. Hang on, guys. Hold up. I was the guy calling too late that was time and your wife complained. I was the guy. There's many people that call me late, so it wasn't just you. But please don't call on Facebook, okay? Because if you call on Facebook, see, here's what you have to understand. I have 3 smartphones, okay? 3 smartphones that are all hooked up to control the cameras. Each one of these controls a different camera. When you call on Facebook, all of a sudden, all of them shut off and end up going to try and answer the call. So it's not ringing on just one phone. It's actually ringing on 3 different phones, and it kills the cameras. So I don't ever take Facebook calls. I did that one time, I think, for you, Dave, but don't do that. When I take calls, I will put the number up on there, and it will say, call in now. So please don't do that one. And if you don't get an answer the first time, don't keep trying it over and over and over again, because it really messes it up. Yeah, I'm not crazy about Facebook calling either. It's just, and it's kind of like you get calls from people. I get calls, as much as I would love to be able to talk to everybody and answer every message, I just can't, because I constantly am getting emails and stuff, and I try the best I can to get everybody, but it gets to be difficult. But back to Jordan Lewis. I think Jordan Lewis actually needs to get a little more paying time. And here's the thing where everything, it's kind of like the knee bone is connected to the thigh bone, and thigh bone is connected to the butt bone, and everything else. Stella 300, thank you very much for the super chat. The pass rush helps everything. Everything starts from the line out. If you can get a good pass rush, it's going to make it easier for Mr. Cowboy. Do not call tonight, okay? Don't put my number out there right now, because, again, when I want people to call, I will put it up on the screen, okay? Do not call tonight. And if you continue to do that, Mr. Cowboy, I will go ahead and put you in timeout or block you, because you're right now messing up with my show, okay? So please don't put the call-in Google number out there now, okay? We're waiting for Mike. Mike just sent me a message and said he's going to call in. He's kind of busy, I guess, at the restaurant. And let me see. Boom. Okay. All right, so we're still waiting for him to try and get back in there. Let me make sure he's not trying to Skype, because I turned the Skype off. Oh, crap. I hope he didn't try to do that. Oh, he did try Skype. Oh, damn. So he tried Skype. Well, let's see if it's going to work. I told him to call me on the phone. Oh, there he is. Mike. The one day that I want to hook up with you, what happens? Skype has issues.
Now, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me, Mike? Brother, can you hear me? I can barely hear you. Can you call me? Can you hear me now? Damn.
Yeah, it's still.
It's kind of coming in. Well, I tell you what, we've got. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Okay. I tell you what, Mike, call me on just call me on the phone number. Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you,
okay.
But your screen's frozen.
My screen's frozen. Well, that's the problem with that we're having actually with Skype is down. Can you call me on my cell number? I typed the phone number on there. Okay?
Yeah. How will that work? We'll just do an audio.
Yeah, just do an audio. I've already actually put your link
All
and
right.
stuff in my description. So, or you
All
can,
right. I'll
if you
try
want
it
to,
right now.
you can
All
leave
right. Let's,
you can leave the screen on if you want, so they can at least see you.
I don't know if it'll do any good, but we can try it.
Yeah, just leave the screen on and just give me a call in. Okay.
All right. I'm fine.
Okay, so he's going to call me in. Unfortunately, we have Skype issues today. So it's Mike Fisher. If you guys don't know who Mike Fisher is, well, come out from underneath the rock because Mike Fisher is on Bleacher Report. He's in SI. He's, of course, the Dallas Cowboys beat writer. He's literally everywhere. So here we go. Mike, can you hear me now? Mike, can you hear me now? Mike, can you hear me? Say something, Mike. Mike Fisher?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you if you talk. I'm talking. Oh, okay, he hung up. Okay. We'll try one more time. If not, we'll give up on this. Hello? I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mike? Nope. Nothing? Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna turn, hold it. Let me turn off the Skype because I think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a mess.
There we go. Now I can hear you. It was the Skype interfering. Okay. Can you hear me now? Damn, I had you. Okay. Technical difficulties. We'll try.
Oh.
Okay, I think we got you. I think it was because the Skype was still on, so they were interfering. Can you hear me?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Okay, I can hear you. You're just kind of buzzing in. I guess I tell you what, we'll just try and do an interview another time. So we'll give it up then for tonight. Okay, we tried, but there's a problem somewhere in the lines and the systems, which sucks. Let me just send him a quick message. Okay. All right. So sorry about that, guys. I apologize. But here's the thing. Do me a favor. In the description right now, what we have is Mike Fisher's channel. Do me a favor. Subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Okay. We'll get him back on at another time when everything's back up and running. My apologies. We were going to have him on. We were going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but we just got too much interference with it. So forgive me. But definitely subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Leave him a comment and say Joe Boo Sports. Send him in there. Mark is texting. It's not me. Incognito. Go ahead and look up Skype because Skype is having all kinds of issues today. The system went down, and so it's just not working. Too much equipment, laugh out loud. Sometimes shit happens. Well, bye, Lewis the Staggers. Then I apologize. You saw him on the screen. We were trying to connect. I was excited to have him on as well, man. I apologize, man. So I tell you what I'll do is, because we actually started an interview earlier before the system shut down, and I'll post that after we do the live stream. How's that? Then at least we actually got started talking about his background and things on there. And then, I hate disappointing people, but, sometimes shit happens. He just gave you a hard time. Mark, we have lost 4 more games. We might lose 4 more games on our schedule. It doesn't get any harder. Well, we might be 9-7. That's possible. But as long as we take care of business in our division, we're okay. After watching Minnesota last night against the Redskins, I'll be honest, they don't put fear in me. I still say that New England, as great as their record is, they've only played one team with a winning record. And that was 16-10, and their offense did not score a touchdown. It was their defense. So anything can happen in football. Last year, think about where we were when we were 3-5. Did you think we were going to go to Philadelphia and beat the Eagles? Did you think we were going to beat them in Dallas? Did you think we were going to beat New Orleans? Did you think we were going to go 7-1? You don't know what you don't know. So, yeah. Sorry, Mike. Had to issue an apology. You know, you finally get somebody to come in, and then you have shit happen. But it is what it is. How'd you get Mike to call in? Here's the thing. What's actually kind of interesting is Mike and I, here's actually the first time him and I had an interaction. It was 2016, beginning of, I tweeted to him and asked, how's Dak Prescott? And I bet you at the time, this is before Kellen Moore got hurt. This is before Tony Romo got hurt. And I bet he's thinking, why are you asking about the third string quarterback? He's like, he's slow on his reads and has a lot of work to do. Because he was only getting a couple of reps and stuff before that time. So you really didn't see that much of him. And it kind of worked out pretty good if you look at it. You know, the thing that bothers me, I'm sorry. So we had that. Then we actually met at one of the Redskin games, I think 2016, when the Cowboys came in. That's where I got a picture of Mike Fisher holding Joe Boo and things. And we've kind of tweeted back and forth, and we've talked. I've been to Maverick Bar, which is over by the Star. You want to definitely check it out. Great guy, good food, and definitely knowledgeable. He's not going to try and steer you wrong. Make no mistake about it. Everybody gets things wrong sometimes. It's football. Things end up just being crazy. If you looked at the Cowboys last year, 3-5, thinking that they were going to go on a 7-game run, 7-1 down the stretch, you would have been called a crazy man. But that's what happened. Crazy things happen with football. And unfortunately, whenever something crazy happens, people will point at you and say, you're wrong. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. It's choppy, Mark? What, the sound's choppy? Am I going to games? I think I'll be going to the Redskin game, and I'll probably go to another one, but I'm not sure which other ones I'll go to. Hire a tech guy and sort out some of the stuff. Okay. All right. Leave me and my stuff alone. Okay. Leave me and my stuff alone. This is not me. This is actually a problem in the system. This is Skype issue, not my channel right now. Okay. And if you got the money to pay for a tech guy to come in and do my studio, then by all means, let me have it. Unfortunately, everything you see here and all this stuff, the video's been a little choppy. Yeah, I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem that's happening with our internet here because the system has crashed. We've got some problems on the East Coast. You can't hear me. Are you sure you can't hear me? Are you positive you can't hit me? No, the video, Mark. I'm looking at the screen and I'm looking at my video feed and it's coming through fine. I'm watching the video. I think I've got some people. Okay. All right. I got the new trolls now. I get it. It's the new trolls thing is I'm messing. The feed is messing up. I got you. Okay. Part of what, you know what? I need to go ahead and open that up. Stuart Morrison, thank you very much. We can now. Good. Lewis? Okay. I got you. It's fine now. It's just at times it's getting choppy. Well, again, I think that's the problem that's going on with, like when Mike was trying to call in, it's like something's going on between here and there. I know they're having a lot of rain in Texas, I think in Galveston and stuff, so it might be something through there. Mr. Cowboy got butt hurt? Okay. Stuart Morrison, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. It's a glitch for a second. Forget them. Okay. The trolls are picking on me. Yeah. I got it. And see, I try and read all these comments and try and take them in there. Now my mic is up too close to the mic. Okay. The only choppiness are the Eagles. Well, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and turn this around real quick here. Let's have some fun since I have just kind of screwed up the whole show tonight, and I apologize for that. I want to pull this up if I can. Where was it? Oh, now I can't find it. I had everything set up here. And of course I can't find it. I had it real close. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Okay. You've had more tornadoes and more rain, Kathy. Man, be safe out there. All right, let's have some fun here at least. Since I've kind of messed up things so bad tonight.
Kind of hit guys wide open, but now it's a drop back pass, audible. He made an audible and zero coverage against us, something that I hadn't seen him do since training camp.
To Randall Cobb.
I can't believe
absolutely.
that.
That was my fault.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. For not being inside.
Inside, you just, you know better.
I do.
You know better.
I do.
You know you never let a guy cross your face in
Never,
zero.
but sometimes you guess wrong.
So you were cluing, as they say, on that.
I
You
thought I
playing
had
for
an
the-
inclination playing for the sprint out.
Yeah.
Philly's been hiding.
But he's commanding the offense, and he does something that winning teams do. They have a formula for winning. They don't turn it over. They run the ball. And they play great defense.
What does Amari Cooper mean to him? Do you see a different Dak with Amari?
That man's he's a man. He's a monster. But I mean, he just gives it somewhere that he can throw him open. And he makes some throws that aren't always on the money, and Amari bails him out. I think they're great for each other. I think that change of scenery was good for Amari to get out open.
Did you have Amari in coverage?
Glad you're home from the hospital.
Because you were in slot?
Yes.
Okay. So, as a route runner, when you watch Amari on tape, how good is he?
He's great. I mean, he's patient. He sells it. I think Amari is the best route runner I've seen since Chad Johnson.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's technically
big
sound.
compliment.
He's technically sound, and that's one of the things that you want to have in a route runner, Skip, is you want to have patience, because sometimes guys, especially now in practice, guys take their time and it's like, but come game time, it's gonna speed up. The quarterback, that clock has to go off in your head, but he's like, I got time. Because you have to understand, is the quarterback under center or is he in shotgun? Because if you speed that route up and the quarterback's not ready to throw it, what good is you being open, he's not ready to throw you the ball?
I'm gonna use an example from the game. They went, I think it was second quarter, it was about 2:10 to go. They start 3-by-1, they motion them across for ID motion. They see, okay, we got single high.
Right.
That sluggo that he ran backside.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to press it up 3 yards, take 2 steps in, whip his head, and then accelerate out of it it was almost like it was on air. It was like he knew, I'm gonna do this, I don't care what this DB do. I'm not gonna let him speed me up. I'm gonna run it like it's on air.
What's his game speed like to you?
He play fast, but when you confident and you know what you're doing and you confident in your technique, it allows you to play fast.
So he's not a blazer like, I don't know.
I don't care about 40s, none of that 40 GPS, none of that matters.
Well,
People don't catch him from behind.
Like Deshaun, who hasn't been healthy, but it seems like Deshaun can still fly
he
by
can.
people.
He can.
Yeah.
But they're just different.
They're different.
Deshaun he's in my opinion, he's going to Hall of Fame. His stats. But Amari Cooper, what he's doing right now is a clinic. If you're a young receiver and you want to be a receiver, you put on some Amari Cooper tape.
Awesome. So let's bring it back to Philadelphia. Philly plays at Buffalo on Sunday.
Good luck.
This is a good luck to me. Thank you for saying that, because it's time for us to predict this game, and I'll just plunge out there. I think it's wrong place, wrong time for the Eagles to try to fix what ails their offense against that Buffalo defense. It's going to rain, it's going to be windy, and it's going to be hard to score. So I'm going to say Buffalo wins 17-14.
Ooh.
I'm going 2017 Eagles.
You hope, you wish.
I mean, the Buffalo. You make it seem like Buffalo got this dynamic.
All right. Well, we had a little bit of fun here. I apologize. I just don't know what to say. Unfortunately, we ended up having the problems that we had. You want to hear me talk? Man, I'm so far off my game right now. I am so dejected because I was looking forward to bringing Mike on here. But do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go to Mike Fisher's YouTube channel, okay? And subscribe to it. The link for it is in the description. I put it in there. Go ahead, show him some love, because then he'll look around and say, "Oh, damn, I got 50 new subscribers," and he'll definitely want to make sure that he comes back on, because I wasted his time. We couldn't get him on here and things. So do that. Also subscribe to my other channel, Joe Boo's Day Job Homes, because I think we're under 100 people to go, and I want to get that squared away before I go to Puerto Rico next weekend, so that way we can use that channel to make sure we keep in touch with you guys, because everything takes forever to upload. So we'll go ahead and get this thing together. I'll try and do something tomorrow to make up for this one, but this has just been butt ugly. But don't worry, we got all weekend to get it together, because our Cowboys are off. We can kick back and relax. The Redskins have already lost. The Giants are playing, of course, and of course the Eagles are playing. So we can kick back, watch those guys play, and see what's going on. But you ain't got to go home. But you're going to need to get up out of here. I'll do a fireside chat and finish the evening. I will see you guys later.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end.
I can't believe that Skype would crash. I can't believe Skype would crash the night that I'm getting him to call in. And even he tried phoning in. And it wouldn't work. No matter what I did, it just would not freaking work. And I don't know what happened, but my whole computer, you know how I line up everything on here to go ahead and do it? The computer, it wiped out. Then the cameras went down, and it's just like, what is going on here? Because I had everything lined up. Because what I do is I put a picture of, if it's Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, that gives me my cues, so that way I can go ahead and talk about whatever the subject is. And then I have my clips that I play in there. But all that crashed, and I had to reboot it, and it didn't come back up. Usually it comes back up and says it didn't shut down properly. Would you like to restore it? But all of it was wiped. And then when we tried to do Skype is just flashing and going. You said you looked it up. You said Skype's got yellow marks and stuff in the region.
In our area.
Oh.
It does say the word.
Oh. Yeah, it's been one of those days. I didn't realize I was still alive.